Sophia Models started in 2010. Before that, Sophia Models, the incorporation of Sophia Models, I had incorporated my company in 1996. We wanted to have an agency with integrity, great models with great attitudes, and also the management. I have some really good people on our team that exemplify the wellness of the modeling industry. The team here at Sophia Models, we have Amber Morgan. She works as the booker, so she books all the models for our agency to multiple gigs, fashion shows, photo shoots, TV commercials.
As the local booker here at Sophia Models, my job is to communicate with the clients and help them to find models for their brand or campaign.
Then we have Taylor McDonald. Taylor, she looks after the international division.
So I myself was an international model for 10 years. I was fortunate enough to live around the world and back a few times. And during that time, I made the relationships that I was able to bring back to Canada and continue on those relationships with now placing the models overseas.
So she brings a wealth of knowledge and gives that to the models and tells them the real modeling aspects, what it takes to be a model in the international markets. We have photographers locally here that are fantastic. We want to make sure we have really good pictures. Jackie was shooting our local division models, so basically, or to see whether they can go to the international markets. She wanted to see how they can move and actually give her, some direction. Because a lot of these people for their first time shoots is very difficult. They're really nervous, obviously. So when they're in front of the camera, she tries to give them good direction so that they can move in front of the camera and give different looks or different emotions on their face. Just so that they have a little bit of direction so that they feel a little bit more comfortable. So, very good team.
I've known Bill for, it's been a long time, over 20 years. And I've traveled internationally through Europe and spent some time in Asia working as a model and did my time, working through the States as well. And I think that's part of a bit of the edge that I might have is that I know what it feels like on the other side of the camera. There you go, right there. Now, right there you go. Beautiful.
A lot of times with Sophia Models, the way we find models, we have scouts that are out there and they would actually walk up to somebody and give the card to the individual and say, hey, we think you have potential. Email us or go onto our website.
I was with my mom. We were at a stampede at the BMO Center, and Bill had a fashion show he was doing there, and he came up and asked me if I would come model, and I was that girl with the hair and ponytail and braces, and I was like, no way, like not for me. But a couple of years later, my mom told me that I had to go give it a try, so I came back and here I am.
A lot of times when people come into the agency for the first time, sometimes we do get walk-ins and they'll come in and they'll talk to Amber, who's at the front desk here.
I am the first face, usually, that people see when they walk in. I greet them, I take down their information, and most importantly, try to make them feel comfortable because they're usually very nervous for the first time. So we like to get their name and contact information so that they're prepared for the meeting with Bill.
Next appointment is here. All right. I'll be right with you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
How you doing? I'm Bill.
And
Hi Aaron, nice to meet you.
Wendy, nice
Hi
to meet
Wendy,
you.
nice to meet you. Why don't you just come on over here and we'll have a seat at the boardroom table.
Okay, great.
When they do come in for their first time, we sit down with anywhere, like I said, from children right up to adults. When they do come in with their parents, whether it be a 15-year-old or whether it be a 17-year-old, we'll sit down and explain the whole process to the parents, along with the individual that wants to become the model. So, of course, people think of the industry as being very shady and things like that, and there is definitely people out there like that, but we try to make them feel at home. I was a model myself. I had some great experiences and made some good money also in the international markets. Locally here, you make some excellent cash. So we explain all that to the models and to the parents and make them feel comfortable. Like I say to any mother or parent, Look at this as an experience. Look at this as an extracurricular activity that they can do aside from school.
And we're always looking for new faces, so it's really good to have Erin come in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some sizes and do some measurements on her and see exactly how tall she is and where she's at with that. Is that okay?
As far as the interview process, when we bring somebody in for the first time, we definitely want to know their sizes. So we have a measuring stick up on the wall. Sometimes people are intimidated by that. Excellent. Okay, just pull away. So you're 5'9½". That's a great height. You know, the international markets, they look for specific sizes. For the Asian market, you have to be at least 5'7", and your hip size has to be lower than 35 inches. Same goes with the international markets. In the European markets, New York, they definitely want girls who are 35 inches or less.
And your sizes are really, really good. We do have plus size models in our agency along with kids and of course older individuals also. But I really feel that you have great potential to possibly go to the international market.
So we have girls who are 5'10", 5'11" with 40-inch hips. So don't be scared to come in with that size. If you have a great face and you're tall, we'd like to see you. So there's no doubt that we look at individuals like that too. A lot of times when younger ladies come in, 13, 12, 11 years old, I always ask how big their shoe size
What's your
is.
shoe size?
9.5.
9.5?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great size.
If their shoe size is 10, 10.5, 9, it's a good indication that they are going to grow. So we look at that also.
What I want to do is I want to set up a little bit of what we call a creative, so that we can see what you look like on film to make sure that you're photogenic and things like that, which is really, really important for our industry.
Creatives is a group of people that get together, a photographer, a makeup artist, a stylist, and also models. And we all get together to do photo shoots. In turn, everybody gets a copy of the end product for their portfolios. The models can use them for their book, which is very good for locally, but the more photos they have in their book, it's even better for them to be able to go internationally.
We need really good pictures to get our people into the international markets. We did do a photo shoot with some of the top photographers here in the Calgary area, and we also flew another photographer in from Vancouver.
Bill had girls that he wanted to send to bigger markets, so he needed some strong testing on them. People who know the industry, who know what it's like in the international world. He needed somebody to test them and work with them to build up their portfolio so that he could launch them and send them to agencies so they had a pretty good foundation before they landed. And so that's kind of what I was doing there. That's what Richard was doing there, and Jessica.
We shot 6 models, and from those particular 6 models, 4 of those models got placed. One in Tokyo, one in Beijing, one in Greece, and then the last one was placed in Mexico City.
All right, so let's just go around the table and say where everybody's going, and if you can come up with one thing that you're really excited about and one thing you're really nervous about. So challenges, may be a cultural challenge for the models once they get there, or their book may not be developed enough, and that's where it's great because we have the support of the other bookers at Sophia Models and their network within the city that we can really further develop their book here prior to them going abroad. We'll have challenges of, different business relationships once they get there as well. The girls are really familiar with the local industry. However, once you get overseas, it's really a whole other market within itself. So the challenges are really trying to get the models to understand the business abroad and really realizing that this is a business versus, an opportunity to go travel abroad, which it is, but they really do have to understand that this is a business. Once you're overseas, you are a model. This is your job, this is your career, this is your business. Nothing else matters but your jobs and your castings. Okay, so you have to remember that. When there's models out there like, oh, let's go have fun, let's go see this, let's go sightseeing, but you have 5 castings and you say, yeah, okay, forget the castings, let's go to the pyramids in Mexico. No, you are there for work, okay? And I have to instill this in you because you're gonna be around so many other models that are gonna say that, trust me. And it's gonna be enticing, like, oh, I wanna go, those castings can wait. The agencies are flying you there to work, okay? So a day in the life, it's busy. You can have up to 10 castings a day.
When an individual is going abroad, they have to look at it as a business. This is a business. I run this as a business. I've had a lot of girls and guys come to me after they've done fashion shows, after they've done multiple shoots. They've gained a great deal of confidence. People have gotten better job interviews after being in the modeling industry. They have, presented themselves way better because they dress better. They have the confidence. Their shoulders are back. Their, concentration on dealing with, employers, employees. It's not glamour all the time. Sure, when your picture shows up in a magazine or on a TV commercial, that's when the rewards come. But it's a lot of hard work.
It's just fascinating, like it's fun. You learn a lot of new things, you always are doing something, it's always interesting. Like going to like different jobs and castings, you always meet like the nicest, kindest people. And like I still talk to like a ton of girls that I met like back last September who are just so sweet and everything. So I don't know, it's fun and it's a way to get to know people, I find.
That's amazing, right there. So my style, if people ever ask me what I specialize in, like I specialize in weddings and fashion and ballet, my specialty is bringing out the best in the people that I work with. That's the only way I can really describe it. So when I'm getting amped up, and I get pretty amped up, I get pretty excited. Right there, good for you. It reflects and echoes into whoever I'm working with, and then they get excited because they're like, wow, look at how excited this photographer is to work with me, and then they'll go to different places. Unreal. If you're just mellow and a little bit flat, you're not going to get, or for me, I just don't find that you're going to get as much out of the model. And that comes from working on the other side. When I've worked with different photographers and I'm like, well, I hope I'm doing a good job. And they say that I am by the end of the job, but if I can be dynamic and love what I'm doing and push that into the whole shoot, it'll definitely bounce back into my camera from my subjects every time. This is unbelievable.
I got a couple of smiling ones with Jessica.
Oh, you did?
Too,
Okay.
So like, we go like crazy.
Very good.
So we're in that right zone. This is, see, you do roll through that. Oh, as a test photographer, I never wanted the models to always have the same location, so I kind of would drive around and I would find as many different locations as I could. There, hit that. Oh yeah, my favorite wall. Right there. I love that wall. It's funny because that wall feels almost like it's studio lit sometimes because there's light coming in from so many different ways. And it's a good warm-up wall for people because I find if you put people out in the open and they don't have anywhere to kind of cushion into, it can get a little bit awkward, especially if you're working with somebody who it's their first time. So I like to let them fall into something so they kind of go, okay, my back is covered, and then they can kind of take the direction that I'm giving them from there.
Have a look at me, Dan.
But that wall's got beautiful texture. I love the texture of that wall. I love the light. I love how versatile it is because you can pull them off camera and you can get some great angles, which is a lot of what the agencies are looking for is how does that model record, how do their faces record in different angles.
That's beautiful.
So the beauty about digital is you use that screen. I use it as a tool. I use that as another way to amp up my subjects. So I'll bring everybody in and I'll go, okay, have a look at this. And I'll go, look at that. Look at how amazing you look there. And then they go, ah! And often they've never seen themselves like that before. And so then they get super excited. And then we go to the next step. And then they're really pushing more. And they're giving me more and more every time we do that.
Nice, look at that.
Love it.
Takes direction really well. Yeah.
She really wants this, so
Yeah.
that's very important.
Yeah. Got to get her to break her lips right here.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
a little bit. I'm not that.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah.
No, that's really good shots.
As a test photographer, I never wanted the models to always have the same location, so I kind of would drive around and I would find as many different locations as I could that still had, you know, it told a bit of a story. It was a pretty neutral background, and that one has a really, really long wall that kind of draws your eye right up to the model.
There. Looks awesome. Good.
Tells a little bit of a story, creates different lighting scenarios. There's backlighting that comes in through there that creates depth for the photo as well.
How close this is going to be just kind of mid-thigh up, Aaron?
I spent a lot of days driving around just looking for different locations that I can piece together into a story for the model.
Makeup is very, very important, along with hair, of course. We don't want models to have caked on or really big updos or things like that. We want to make sure that their face is like a canvas. We can take and put minimal makeup and cover up whatever we need to.
Looks really good. Okay, love it.
We don't do a lot of Photoshop on our models. We want them to be as natural as possible.
Came in and you'd get your clothes from the stylist, which was Taylor, and then you'd go to hair and makeup. You'd sit there and they'd do you all up, and then you'd go off with a photographer, and you did that about, you know, tons of different times in that one day, so you could get all those looks in.
So the style for that photo shoot, we sat down as a creative team to talk about where that career of the model was going. Were they more of a fashion editorial model, or are they more of a commercial model? So fashion editorial model, you know, it's going to be a little more edgier. So in that regard, we looked at styles that would really speak out to that market, taking us from all over the city pulling clothes, really, from the mall to local boutiques to local designers. So we were really trying to fixate on what that model's direction of their career was going style-wise. And then for more of a commercial model, we wanted to try to relate as on a lifestyle basis. So pulling from your everyday closet and how we can mix and match the accessories.
Beautiful. Wonderful. We're gonna rock it. Okay.
The next phase of modeling, I think, where it's actually going a lot into is social media.
I run all of Sophia Models' social media, which includes Instagram, now Snapchat. I also do some blogging and also Facebook and a little bit of Twitter too. Luckily, I work with a lot of people that are young, so that helps me to keep up with what's new. And the newest thing now is Snapchat. Snapchat is even more instant than Instagram. You can get a lot of behind the scenes captures, which is very good for our industry because people are very interested in what goes on behind the scenes.
We have some individuals in our agency like Paul, who is one of our influencers.
Well, the benefit of being with Sophia as an agency as opposed to freelancing on my own with Instagram is I find I have the support network as well as the support of having a negotiation team on my side as opposed to being taken advantage of on a day in, day out basis by essentially just looking out for myself and not understanding the business to 100% of my abilities.
An influencer is somebody that, of course, has a lot of following. They can also represent other people's brands and products, which in turn can be shown to however many followers they have.
If you go on our website, you'll see a tag saying influencers. We have about 3 or 4 individuals on there right now.
Influencers are very important in this industry, and Sophia Models is trying to encourage our models to definitely develop more followers. It helps to brand themselves so that they can promote themselves on the internet, and it in turn will bring more work to them.
Businesses are looking to collaborate with other influencers that have a large following to help promote their business as well as promote the artists they work with. and a guy from Indonesia hit me up and was interested in doing a collaboration collection with me involved in designing boots, and so now we're selling those worldwide.
Paul has definitely found a niche of how to do that, and he's helped us and we've helped him. We've tagged up with the numerous companies that we've done campaigns with, and different model searches that we've done with different groups that have increased their followers and of course ours, and of course our models too. So very important, and it's going to lead into individuals making money, and of course our agency making money. So when we start off a new girl or guy, we actually show them how to walk. Walking is very important. You know, not their first steps as a little child, but walking on the ramp. They have to look comfortable, they have to look at ease, they have to look confident.
Do you walk in heels often?
Never.
Never. Okay, so for the next like 24 hours until the show, your heels are glued to your feet.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, just stay in your heels as long as you can, and you'll just keep getting more comfortable in them. And then after the show too, continue to do that in case more bookings come up, so that your ankles get stronger. We'll do this together, okay? Okay. So right now you're here, you're kind of crossing a little bit much that your hips are swaying.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're not gonna do the hip dance.
Okay.
So we're going to go really long in front, like you're essentially kicking out as far as you can. Okay? Relax, arms back, kick.
We show them photo movement, we show them runway walking, which is very important in our industry to get our models prepared so that they are professional when they go out to meet the clients.
The Bella Fashion Show is great. We had an opportunity to have 68 models collaborate with both Bella and Holt Renfrew to put on an awesome show inside the Holt Renfrew store. It was an awesome experience getting to wear some of the finest clothes Calgary has to offer. Got to wear a lovely suit, awesome shoes, great casual outfit. I couldn't be happier to work with Holt Renfrew in collaboration with Bella.
Well, at the Bella Fashion Show, it was nerve-wracking. I was standing there and there was all these older people who had been doing this for 10 years, and they were like, oh, this is your first show, like it's okay. But everyone was just so welcoming and nice. Like I would have never even expected that. You hear so much stigma about these businesses and kind of like stuff that goes on, and I've never experienced anything like what people say. Like everyone's just so welcoming and nice, and right as you went out, there's all these photographers taking pictures and people sitting down in lines, and I don't even know, I was just so scared. I wanted it to be over fast.
It's a fun experience. And the modeling industry is a wealth of knowledge and experience, and it is fun. It is fun, without a doubt.
I think that's why I love my job so much, is I get to see new faces come in from, you know, people that never knew they could be models and got scouted, and they come in and they're very shy and timid and didn't even think of this as their job, and then to see them develop, you know, it takes quite a lot of time, but they develop into beautiful, smart, intelligent girls and guys. Some of the success stories have probably been models that have made it from local and have gone international.
It's exciting. I don't think I'd ever be able to have the opportunity without doing modeling, definitely not. I mean, yeah, I would have never even pictured. I thought I'd be going, you know, to university, staying here, living the boring life, but no, I'm going to be able to go out and travel, so I'm very excited about that.
So fantastic story with Erin, and there's others that are coming up too.
To model in Calgary is really refreshing. I get to meet new people every day, whether it's designers, other models, hairstylists, makeup artists, event coordinators, constantly meeting new people, giving me inspiration to continue doing what I'm doing.
I really love the agency that I work with. I feel so fortunate to be with Sophia Models. You know, we truly, truly are a family.
I absolutely love my job. I feel so lucky. It's a great family business.
So my passion is definitely in the modeling industry. You know, a lot of my friends say, "Oh, Bill, I want to do what you're doing because it looks so fantastic." Believe me, I'm on the computer just like they are, you know, and I'm making invoices and I'm, you know, putting out fires and trying to get jobs, and so it's not all fun. And in any business, you have the highlights and you have the lows, and you know, it's a business, and people have to understand that. Modeling is definitely something I've been doing for 25 years or more. I really don't want to say, but it's been a lot of years, and I have gotten gray a little bit from it, but I've survived, and our industry, our agency is definitely one of the mainstays here in Calgary and abroad. People are getting to know us throughout the world.
Love it. There you go. Beautiful smile too. Good. That's not even funny. Good. Good there. Close,
yeah.
right? So that's
So trust.
gives you that S curve.
Yeah.
Shows the close.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and that's the shape that we're talking about.
That's
Yeah. Yeah,